What's going on, Aces? Welcome back to the channel. I hope that all of you are having a wonderful Wednesday, productive week. Keke Palmer sat down with People magazine to discuss her relationship with Darius Jackson. If you guys remember, that is the father of her son. And he tweeted out some nonsense when she went to the Usher concert. And then, they were going back and forth on social media. Unfortunately, I think it was Keke, but somebody leaked the footage of the home video where he was putting his hands on her. So I, like a lot of people, thought that that was the end of it, but turns out that, that was not necessarily the case. So now she's sitting down with People magazine to discuss her relationship, and I'll give my commentary after we hear her.
Things got really difficult with Darius, and even more public when Usher entered the picture.
I get that people feel like celebrities all know each other, or they're thinking in their mind that, ultimately I was doing what I do as an entertainer, as I was creating a fun moment. That's what he does with every entertainer that comes to his show. How it became a genuine storyline of that me and Usher are in love, or me and Usher have something going on. I don't know how it got there. But usually, as we all know, things are never really what they seem.
Seeing what Darius posted, what was your reaction?
I was speechless because I was at a photo shoot. And everybody was looking all weird. I was like, are y'all good? And then I randomly was on my phone and I saw a Shade Room post of the comment, and I was honestly just shocked. That was all. I was just like, okay. And then it continued, and then I didn't have no words. And it's not reality. I didn't want to engage with something that wasn't reality. So I kind of just became removed. And then at that point, for me, I kind of just wanted it to not exist in the workspace, because ultimately that's what it is for me. In my opinion, I was just at a concert. I don't know how anybody else receives that, whether they know me or whether they're online. It was not that reality for me. So I didn't know what to do with it, because I'm not in that reality. It's crazy. It got so out of control, and the only way that you know how to bring order or control to something is the court. That's literally what it's there for. It's, And it becomes difficult because I can't control all the information. You have people like TMZ, they got friends in the court, So it's like, I don't want, this is not for the public. This is for me to bring order within my family. The only way that I know how, which is through the court, not through the public, but the public's still going to somehow know. And so that was difficult because I was not looking to make a scene, I guess is the thing. I wasn't looking to make a scene. I was just looking to bring order to something. Bring balance, okay? The best way that I could. I feel clear and certain. Before, the unsafety was the feeling of uncertainty. No structure, no grounding, no balance. Everything was. And it was a lot of stuff. It was humanity. It was my pregnancy, and it was just everything. And so now I feel clear. Things are clear. Everything on every level. There's security. And so, I feel very at ease now, knowing that things make sense and they're under control, and that, there's a calm.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm glad that, Keke is at a place where she feels at peace. She says that she feels, clarity, that there's a calmness now, because it was really chaotic when, she went to the Usher concert. And Keke is, she's still young. She's 29, 30, something like that. And the fact that she was just out with her girlfriends, having a good time. A lot of people didn't even think that he was serious until he continued to tweet, just foolishness like, you a mom though. And just coming from a real place of insecurity. If you guys remember, I think it was 2 days ago, I just made a video about Nick Cannon and how he essentially fumbled his marriage with Mariah Carey due to his own insecurity. Like, it's giving Ike Turner, right? Because there was DV involved. It's giving Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston. Like, these women who are so iconic in their own arena. Keke has been acting since she was a kid. She's been in so many different, movies, and she had her own TV show, VP. She's been a force in the Hollywood scene for so long. And then she gets with a guy who I think he worked as like a personal trainer. And I'm not trying to shame him at all. But his career trajectory is just not on her level. It reminds me, and listen, I don't have anything against Steve Harvey. I don't agree with everything that he says, but he told Keke, and this was years ago, I think even before she got with Darius, when he still has his talk show, he said that he was trying to hook her up with, successful businessmen and to make sure that she got somebody on her level. And Keke's like, I'm not a snob. I'm not. And Steve was like, it's not about being a snob. It's about being with somebody who has earned something. You know what I mean? Who doesn't necessarily look at you as competition or feel, have those levels of insecurity, have that, feeling of inadequacy being with you. You want someone who is somewhat successful. They don't have to be in Hollywood. He was like, they can be a lawyer or a doctor or, some kind of somebody who is about something, somebody who has some credentials. And this is the reason why, like looking back on it, I'm like, he was really trying to look out for her. And I understand, again, she was younger than, I think she was like her early 20s maybe then. And we all have done foolish things in our early 20s. I know I have, right? Dated people that is not necessarily an X, but a Y. Like, why did I date him? Just going for like the tall, dark, handsome type and just looking back like, oh, what a waste of time. But I've never been in a DV situation. I have seen, unfortunately, that occur with other people in my life, friends and family, unfortunately. For me, that's a deal breaker. If you guys, have been here for a while, but I've even said in my earlier videos, I don't like people raising their voice at me because, in my opinion, that shows a lack of self-control. And not to say you can't be passionate or, but when you cross over that line of disrespect, then we have an issue. Because what makes you think that I'm going to accept that disrespect from you? Then we're going to have to unpack. That, and you're going to be uncomfortable because I'm not the one or the two. But anybody who tries to, put their hands on you, like if you even raise a hand at me, I'm out. Like he would have been blocked. And the thing that gets me is this is the Keke Palmer. Like she literally could have almost any man that she wanted. Like again, it reminds me of Mariah Carey, right? Or Whitney Houston. They could have almost any man that they want. They're starlets, right? And yet they get with these men. And, Whitney, bless her soul. I mean, Bobby, of course, is an icon in his own right. But he was still jealous of her. She sat down with Oprah and they discussed that. May she rest in peace. But Nick, out of his own mouth a few days ago on his podcast, was talking about how he didn't want to be Mr. Mariah Carey. Like these men with such fragile egos, I want her to find someone who will stand by her side and hold her down, 10 toes down, like our second gentleman, right? I know I used that example before, but like Sierra and Russell, he loves her. Sierra is a star in her own right, But Russell is also doing his thing on the football field, and he publicly adores her. He would never humiliate her. I remember they went to that party where a lot of I think the dress code was like barely there or something, and a lot of the women had, really scantily clad clothing. And a lot of people were saying, oh, Russell's a simp for, standing beside Sierra in that skimpy outfit. But that was his wife, and Sierra's gorgeous, and he's going to stick by her. Like John Legend and, Chrissy. Chrissy Teigen is, that girl has a mouth on her that is, wow. She is, people will say she's a mess and a half, right? She's everywhere. But he is 10 toes down for her. He is in absolute love with her. And again, John Legend is one of the youngest EGOTs, I think. And he's not at all, rattled by her success. She's a successful model, and she has a, cookbook, cookware line. You want someone who is ambitious, who's on your level. I hope that Keke, I'm glad that, like I said, I'm glad that she is in a place of clarity. I hope that she has a strong support system. And if she does choose to stay with Darius, I hope that they find a really good therapist, because he has a lot of issues, in my opinion, that he needs to unpack. But I hope that they can at least co-parent, civilly, for their son's sake. Anyway, you guys, let me know your thoughts on what Keke said in this interview with People Magazine. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk with you in the next one. Take care, Aces. Bye.